Hello, resilient workers. I'm back, and this time without the old school earphones. I received enough comments about that. Anyway, today I want to talk to you a little bit about beer, Hollywood, good friends, and empathy. So about 20 years ago, maybe a little longer, I took my wife, Jen Clark, out to Hollywood and tried to make it as a screenwriter. But very quickly, the dream factory turned into the boulevard of broken dreams. I needed money, not a trust fund, baby, so I needed it quickly. I had a good friend out there, Tommy Ray's, in the beer business. Asked him for a job right away. He said, absolutely, you got it. Started the next day. And for that, I am eternally grateful. It was in breakage. And if you're not familiar with breakage, let me tell you something, that's not the most glamorous of jobs. So essentially, you take the broken beer bottles from a 12-pack container, you sort them out of the package, you clean off the beer bottles that aren't broken, you repackage them using hot glue guns into a new 12-pack container. So anyway, not the greatest of jobs, but a job. I did it well, I was thankful to have it, and I worked my way up to be the forklift operator. I'm very excited about that. On my first day as a forklift operator, put a couple of pallets of beer on the forklift, was sailing along the warehouse floor. All of a sudden I hit a bump. Boom, crash. Beer bottles fell off the forklift onto the floor. A tragedy unto itself with the broken beer bottles. However, at that moment, everything came crashing down for me as well. All of a sudden I felt like a failure. Right? I had let my wife down by not making enough money in the Hollywood business. I let myself down by not going after my true passion. I let my parents down by wasting the college education. I let my friend down by hurting the beer bottles. It all just swirled around me. And just then, this guy came up to me. I still don't know his last name. He was Frankie the Forklift Guy. That's how I knew him. Great forklift operator. Anyway, he came right up to me and said, look, don't worry about a thing, buddy. Right? We've been meaning to have that bump fixed. We're gonna get this thing cleaned up. This is nothing. And sure enough, in about 5 minutes, a couple workers came over. It was all cleaned up. It was hardly even a blip on the radar of that day. And that moment taught me a couple things. One is things are never quite as bad as they seem in the moment, right? If we're on a losing streak, if we're having a bad day, if we're having a bad week, it seems like it's gonna go on that way forever. And even the littlest things become big things, and they're not, right? Things are not always that bad, and they certainly aren't as bad as we make them out to be in our own mind. But two, and perhaps more importantly, it was the power of empathy. So imagine this guy, Frankie the Forklift Guy, again, didn't even know his last name. He had incredible power over me in that moment, simply by showing just a little bit of empathy. Now imagine the power we can have to our loved ones, right? Our friends, our family, our spouse, our boyfriend, our girlfriend, if we just show a little bit of empathy. All right? It's not hard. It doesn't cost you anything more to be empathetic. So that's my story for today. A little bit about empathy, a little bit about things not always being as bad as they seem. Hope you have a great day. I'll be back next week with more stories. Please, if you aren't signed up for my blog, www.resilientworker.net. Have a great day, y'all.